Let me just put that through. Okay. So welcome to Canvas Painting with a Sprinkle of Fun. My name is Kimberly, and today I have Miss Jessica on with me, and she's going to be typing the directions in the chat in case you guys missed something, and she's also going to be playing a game with you guys in between. So I'm also recording this lesson in case anybody is absent and they need a copy of the painting, or if you guys missed something and you need to go back, you could always watch it later. All right, so before we get started, everyone should have 2 brushes, paper towel, a cup of water, and your 2 paint strips. Those 2 paint strips should be open and ready to go. Is there any class that does not have their paint strips open, ready to go? It looks like we're all set with that for the most part. You guys can stay on mute, but if you do have a question, if you feel like I'm going too fast, just unmute yourself, let me know. I'll stop anytime and we'll try to help. While we're setting up and getting ready, everybody's canvas should be in front of them. Some of these canvases come wrapped, some of them don't. If they are wrapped, you're going to remove that wrapping, throw it in the garbage. Everybody's canvas should be held horizontal, and that's how we're going to be painting today. So long ways horizontal, we're going to be painting that way. And just a couple of things. While you're painting, it's important you do not pick up your painting, your canvas. I am going to be picking my canvas up many times so I can bring it closer and show you guys, but leave your canvas flat on the table while you're painting. If you keep picking it up to show your friends and show everybody what you're doing, if you spill water on this canvas, that's basically it. The paint won't stick. And we don't want anybody's canvas to be ruined. So it's important that you guys leave the canvas flat on the table during the lesson. And when we're done, we're gonna hold our canvases up and take some pictures. All right. So what we're gonna do first, we're going to be using our big brush first, and we're just gonna do some sketching. So what that means is we're going to put some shapes on our canvas with some little bit, very light bit of paint. And we're going to use that to guide what we're going to be making. So today we're going to be making this sloth. And what we're going to do first is we're going to do 2 circles, which is going to be his head and his body. But those 2 circles are going to be in the middle of the canvas, not too high, not too low. We don't want it too much to the side. We're going to place it in the middle, nice and light. So let's take the big brush, make sure it's dry. If you did happen to put it in the water, take it out, dry it off. It's really important that our brush is always dry when we use it. Now we have 2 brown colors in our paint strips. We have a light tan color and we have a dark brown. We're going to be using that light tan color first. And we only want to put a very little bit on the brush. All right, so again, make sure your brush is dry. And take a little bit of that light tan color. And we're going to do the body first, which is going to be kind of an egg shape, but the egg is not going to be standing up. It's going to be looking like it's sideways. So I'm going to put it on here first, and then you guys can look at mine and use that as a guide. And it doesn't have to be perfect because, again, this is just a sketch. But we just want to make that oval shape for his body. You can see what I did here. It's not a perfect circle. It's not too dark. And remember, this is his body, so we do need it to be a little large. And we do not need to use a lot of paint, very little bit. We're not filling it in, we're only sketching it right now. All right, if you made your shape and you want it bigger, just go right over it and make it a little bigger. We're going to be filling it in anyway later. All right, remember this is the body, so we don't want it to be too small. So you can see I made mine a little bigger. Right, and once you have that body, just hold your brush. I'm gonna wait and make sure everybody's up to date with us here. Shut that up. All right, so now remember, we're still holding that brush because we're still gonna use it. Do not put it in the water. What we're going to do next is we're going to add the head. So we're going to use the same brush and the same color. And right next to his body, we're going to put a circle for the head. And again, if you're not sure, always look up on the screen to see exactly what I did, so you can copy that. So you should have two shapes now, the head, the body, and your body should be almost double the size of your head. So if it's not, you can go and fix that now. We want the body to be bigger than the head. All right, so now we have two shapes on our canvas. So we're still using the same brush, same color. We're going to add some more shapes.
Did we lose Kimberly? Oh, she's calling me. Let's see. 301, can you hear me? Yes, they can hear me. Kimberly's power just went out. So she is trying to fix that. I know, she's trying to fix that. Just give her a couple of minutes.
That's not good, huh?
It's right next door. Just put your coat, put your stuff here.
No, I gotta go.
No, literally,
need to
it's in here. And there's a parrot. There's a person in a there's a second teacher in a wheelchair. Literally.
Debbie, you're not on mute. Debbie, you're not on mute. Deb, you're not on mute.
I have to go eat lunch before my next meeting.
Debbie, you
Okay,
are
so
not on
listen,
mute.
Tell me if you want me to do something.
What else would you do?
Well, that's what I want me to do. If you want me to call May, I'll call May.
Lay off him. Okay, here's what I know. Because I know other administrators who work with him. He is like this a little bit.
I know, her power went out. I got it. All right, bye.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That never happened to me. The whole building just went out. I have no idea why. Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay, good.
Good.
All right. I don't know where I got cut off, but let's see. I think I was sitting here talking to myself for a minute. Okay. So we have our two shapes, the head, the body. Now we started making the legs, but keep in mind the legs have to go from this circle here, the body, the bigger circle. And we're going to make two ovals for that. So that's what we should have on our canvas so far. And we're only putting 2 legs for now. We're going to add later. So only 2. Still using the same brush, same color, so don't do anything with the brush. We're still going to use the same one. Because remember, we're still just sketching. All right, now we're going to add 2 lines. These lines are going to be the branch that your sloth is going to be sleeping on. So the first line we're going to do is going to come right out the back behind the leg. So remember, he's supposed to be sitting on this branch. So for this line that we're going to make here, kind of has to be right under his little butt here because he's supposed to be sitting on that branch. So we're going to have 1 line there. All right, again, always look up here if you're not sure where to put it. And the other line's going to come right out the other side. And now we're going to add the bottom of the branch. This is the top of the branch. Now we're going to add the bottom of the branch. So we're going to have a line going right across for the bottom of the branch. All right, now you guys can see here, his feet, his legs are supposed to be hanging over that branch. So if you need to go ahead and make those feet, those legs a little longer, you can do that because we want to make sure they're hanging over the branch. So if you need to make them a little longer, you can go ahead and do that. All right, so everybody should have the sketch of their sloth body, head, legs, and the sketch of the branch that he's sitting on. And the next step is we're going to start filling in. All right, so from what I see, everybody looks like they're ready to start filling in. If not, you could always just let me know. We're still going to use the same brush and the same color, that light tan color, and we're going to start filling in our sloth. So we'll start with the head first. So you guys can take that light tan color and fill in the head.
Still got the class.
Mrs. Cregan, can you go back on mute? Because the speaker came off.
It says I'm on mute.
I don't know why we don't see Kimberly. Okay, let me see. There
You
we
don't
go.
see me?
I got it now.
Okay. All right, so we filled in the head. We're going to fill in the head. We're going to fill in the body. And make sure you spread that paint out nice and smooth and even, so we don't have any big globs of paint anywhere on the canvas. You guys should just spread it out. This way he dries nice and quick. And we'll do the same thing with the body, fill in the whole body. And then when you're ready, you're also going to fill in the legs. Still using that light tan color. Right, so your whole sloth should be filled in now. I still see people painting, so I'm going to give you guys another minute to catch up. All right, now this next part is a little tricky, so I want you guys to really pay attention to what I'm about to do. For the next part, I'm actually going to have you guys use your small brush for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to add his other two legs, but his other two legs are going to be behind this branch. So what I'll have you guys do, and you can watch me first, using the small brush, see the front leg here? we're gonna put another one right next to it, but we're not gonna go all the way up. We're gonna stop right where that branch is. All right, so give that a try. Small brush, same color. Right next to that leg, we're gonna add like, kind of like a U right under that branch. And you're gonna do the same thing right on the other side. Another U. So now those two legs are on the other side of that branch. And once you have those two, we can fill them in. But remember, we're only filling in that bottom part under the branch. All right, that part was a little tricky, so I'm going to give you guys time to catch up, make sure we're all still together. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in that branch, but we're going to use the dark brown color for that. And I'm going to have you guys still use the small brush because we're going to have to go around our sloth. So we're going to have to be careful. Now you don't need to clean the brush. You can just wipe it on the paper towel because it already has a light tan color on it. So just wipe that brush on the paper towel, the small brush. All you're doing is wiping off the excess paint. You're not going to get it clean, and that's okay. And we're going to take the dark brown color and we're going to fill in this branch that he is sitting on. So very carefully, that's why we're using the smaller brush. You're going to go around your sloth. And take your time, go around the sloth. And you're going to fill in that branch. All right, so you can see that I went slow, took my time, went around my sloth. And now I'm going to do the same thing in the middle and on the end. All right, so when you are finished with that part, your canvas should look like this. Your sloth filled in, your branch filled in. 2 legs in front of the branch, 2 legs behind the branch. And when you are finished with that part, you can put both your brushes in the water. This way I can see who's ready, who's not. Okay, I'm going to give another minute because I still see some people painting. If you're done, brushes in the water. All right, with your brushes in the water, we want to clean those brushes because we're going to need them both for this next part. So clean both brushes and dry them on your paper towel. Don't worry about getting your brush perfectly clean. It's not going to happen. As long as your brush is dry, we're good to go on. All right, everybody's two brushes should be clean and dry. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be filling in the sky, the background, which is going to be blue. But I think what you should do is use your small brush to go around the sloth, around the branch with the blue. And then once you've already gone around that, then you can use the big brush to fill in. If you use the big brush now, you're going to end up hitting your sloth, and we don't want to do that. We need to go around it. So use your small brush to trace around your sloth using that blue color. So I'm just tracing around him now to create kind of like a guide. And then once I go all around him and I have my guide there, then I'll use the big brush. All right, so I know I'm painting a little faster than you guys, but I just want to show you. I traced around the top part of my sloth and my branch. Now I can take my big brush and start filling in, and I don't have to worry about hitting the sloth with the blue. And then I'll do the same thing on the bottom. So don't worry about painting as fast as me. I'm just trying to get mine done so that I can show you guys what it's supposed to look like. Take your time, go around your sloth nice and slow. Make sure you cover all the white. Once we finish this, we don't want to see any white on the canvas. All right, so my top half is done. And then I'm going to move to the bottom. So teachers, after this part, that's when we're going to let our canvas dry and we're going to play a game. So after this next part, filling in the blue, we are going to need the kids to have a piece of paper and something to write with.
sorry to interrupt. Do they need to do the bottom of it? Because some of them.
Yes,
Okay, they're doing the bottom of the branch too. Is that okay?
yes, I'm moving to that now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had told them all the white should be gone after this part. Right, you're gonna have to especially take your time on the bottom because we have 4 legs to go around. So when you are finished, this is what you should have. There should not be any white left on the canvas. Everything should be filled in. All right, and we'll give everybody a minute or two to finish filling that in before we set our canvas aside for a little bit to dry. And after this part, everyone's going to need a piece of paper and something to write with. If you are done filling that in, make sure you put both brushes in the water. If you're not finished, don't worry, still paint. I still see a lot of people are painting. All right, again, if you are finished, put both brushes in the water so I can see that you're done. All right, it looks like most of you are finished and ready. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do now is put your brushes in the water, leave them there. Do not paint while we're playing this game because it's very important that this canvas is dry before we can move on to the next step. That's why we're taking a break, so the canvas has a few minutes to dry. So if you're still painting while we're playing a game, your canvas will not be dry and you won't be able to do the next part with us. All right, so everybody's brushes should be in the water. I'm just going to give another minute because I see a few kids still painting. All right, guys, brushes in the water. And what I'm going to have now is I'm going to have Jessica come on and explain how to play the game. I'm going to have her share her screen and she's going to put the game up and show you guys how to play and give you the directions. All right, again, we're not painting during this because the canvas has to dry.
Okay, if all the teachers can unmute for this, just for the game. Because at the end, we're gonna call out our answers and we'll be able to hear them.
Okay, aboard. Okay, so let's listen. Miss Marchesini, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
We're having trouble with ours. Okay.
Okay, so this game is called Categories, so listen up to the directions.
Take out an old notebook, whatever you can write it on your lap.
Take the
I gave you paper, just be careful.
Make sure you have something to write with, the paper.
With the paint brushes down.
I already thought of some.
I have to stop talking.
What do you need to
Not
jump
be painting at this time. All your painting should be put aside for now. It has to dry.
Nobody should be painting. No.
Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna get a letter in this box here. And you're gonna get all different categories from 1 through 12. You're gonna answer all these categories with the word that begins with this letter. So if your category is board games, you're gonna say maybe Twister would be your answer. Okay, has to start with a T. Every one of these has to start with a T.
So you have to write down something. Oh, sorry. You can hear.
I'm gonna go on.
Have buttons with the T. Weather with the T. Everything has to answer this question and has to start with a T.
1 through 12. I'm gonna put my timer on. You're gonna get 2 minutes and then we're gonna go over our answers, okay? Okay, I'm starting the timer. Are you ready?
Put it on your lap, not on your painting. Rest on an open.
Okay.
if you need to.
You have 2 minutes. You can
Ready,
start.
set, go. No, no, quietly.
Quietly.
No. Nobody come to the floor.
Write your answers down.
Things that have buttons, t-shirt, types of weather. You read a book called that.
No one should be copying. Do your own. It's a challenge.
I can't do it on my life.
Then do it.
I want to do it.
One minute left.
Don't talk.
Class 403 and 306, if you want to unmute so I can hear them. 30 seconds left.
Over, I don't know how many we're doing. But that might be a saver. Get a piece of paper right then to 12. Look how they coming out. She's doing visitors.
If you don't know the answer, just go to the next one. You're running out of time, so just go to the next one. I'm gonna 30 seconds.
Stop shouting. Stop shouting.
Okay, time is up. Time is up. Put pencils down, pens down.
Pencils down.
Okay, we're gonna go over our answers. Number 1, did anybody get board games? Call it out if you got it.
Board game.
Krista, what else? How about Dribble?
Start with a T.
We're on number 1. We don't have a board game.
Krista was good. Trouble?
Can I check this alone with the class, do you think? And I'll go on mute.
Sure.
Okay, just so it's so loud.
Number 2, things that have buttons.
Nothing else besides t-shirt?
What about like a television or something?
Doesn't start with a T, honey.
With a T. Okay, number three, types of weather.
Twister.
Tornado.
Tornado. Thunderstorm. I heard thunderstorm. Make sure you are giving yourself a point if you get these answers. Number 4, cartoon character. Anybody get cartoon character? Number 4, cartoon character. Anybody?
Kill it. Thomas, turn around.
Are you Tom and Jerry? Number 5, Steve.
Texas.
Texas, yes, Tennessee. Number 6, Candy.
Twix.
text. Number 7, movie titles. Toy Story.
Titanic.
Titanic, yeah. Give yourself a point if you're getting these. Number 8, breakfast food.
Tom and his friends. Toes.
Yeah, Toast. I can't think of anything else that starts with a T. Number 9, things in a theme park. Someone say trash can. That has to start with a T.
Camera. Walking around.
Number 10, under the sea. Oh, about number 11, a 5-letter word. Everybody should get this. Tyler. You can use that for 12 too. Number 12, a boy's name. Tyler.
Stop screaming. Stop.
Tyler, Thomas. All right, you guys did really, really well. Let me just check with Miss Kimberly and see if we are ready to go.
Yeah, we should be good to go.
Okay, we need to
Good
set
job,
that now.
everybody.
All right, guys, your canvas should be dry and ready to go. And we're going to be using the small brush now. So you guys can take that out and dry it off. All right, so we're ready to move on to the second half of our painting. So small brush, nice and dry. And what we're going to do first with the sloth is we're going to add this white part right around on his face. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So small brush, we're going to use the white. And that circle that we made here for his head, right in that circle, we're going to make like a heart shape. So you guys can watch me first. It's a circle all the way around, but then once you get to the top, it kind of forms a heart. So most of his head is going to be taken up by that shape we just made. I don't know, 301, can you hear us? All right, again, use that small brush. And we're going to make that heart shape inside the head. Now, once you have that shape the way you want it, Everything looks good. You can fill in that heart shape with the white. Right, so everybody should have that heart shape on their sloth's face, on his head. And filled in nicely. All right, looks like everybody's got that. So before we go on doing any more facial features for our sloth, this has to dry. So we're gonna move on to some of the leaves for now. So you can see on our painting that's done. We have green leaves going all around. Now it depends on where you put your sloth as to how many leaves you're going to get. So if you do not have room on the bottom of your canvas for leaves the way they are here, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Your canvas is not ruined. It's okay. We don't have to put leaves on the bottom. We're going to put them on the top instead. Wherever you can put your leaves, that's where we'll put them. So take your small brush and just wipe it on the paper towel. Get that white off. And we're still using the small brush. And we're going to start adding some leaves. So I'm going to start on the top because that's probably where most of you are going to have room for your leaves. I'm going to go in the top corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a leaf shape. Just kind of like an oval, but it has pointy ends. So you can start with that one. And I'll put another one right next to it. And we can go to the other corner and we can do the same thing. If you have room for two, that's fine. If you don't, it's okay. And then I'm also going to put smaller ones right here in the middle. I'm gonna put 3 on top of mine.
Sorry, this is Tracy. Lisa got kicked out 302. So if
Oh,
you can let them back in, thank you.
sure. Right? If you have room on the bottom and you want to put some leaves on the bottom, you can go ahead and do that as well. If you don't have room, it's okay. Sorry, 302, I didn't notice. Can you hear us?
Yes, we're good. We can hear you. That was our fault. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, 302, so we're adding leaves on our canvas. I told the other classes if they have room on the bottom for them, that's fine. If you don't, no worries. You could just put them right on the top. I have a little bit of room on the bottom of mine, so I'm gonna put some in the corner. All right, so I have lots of leaves going on. But again, you don't have to, if you don't have room, it's okay. All right, once you have all your leaf shapes, you can fill them in with the green. So now we want to fill in all those shapes, all those leaves. Okay, so when you are finished with your leaves, this is what you should have. And again, everybody's leaves are going to be in different spots. That's fine. And then when you're done with that part, you guys can put your brush in the water. All right, we're going to use that small brush again so you guys can clean that brush. We're going to start adding all the details on our sloth. So let's clean that small brush nice and dry. All right, so small brush, nice and dry. What we're going to do first is we're going to add his little claws on the bottom of his feet. So we're going to take white with the small brush, and we're just going to make 3 lines coming out the bottom of each of his legs, just like this here. Three lines coming out the bottom of each leg. And that's just going to be his little claws. And you should only use a little bit of white. We don't need too much white for that. Okay. And we could just wipe the brush on the paper towel again. Let's get that white off. All right, now we're going to go back to the face of our sloth. All right, you wiped your brush on the paper towel. You got that paint off the brush. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the brown, the darker brown. And for the next part, we're going to be adding this brown around his eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here where we made that heart shape. On each side, we're going to make an arch on each side. So this side, so it's kind of like a backward C on this side, and then a C on this side. And we can fill those in. All right, if you're not sure, you guys can look up here, fill those in. All right, now using the small brush, we're going to use the same color. And we're going to outline our sloth. So using that dark brown, we'll go around the head first. We're going to give him a little outline. And then we'll go around the body. Okay, so you trace around the head, trace around the body. Using that dark brown color. And then we're going to have to trace around the legs. Okay, so once you're done tracing around, you can look up here and see. Okay, so your sloth should be completely outlined and traced with the dark brown. And now we're going to go back and start adding some of his facial features like his eyes, his nose. So for that, we're going to just wipe the brush on the paper towel again. All right, and then since this is where his eyes are going to be, right in the middle of that and down a little is where his nose is going to be. So we're using black, small brush, right in the middle and then go down a little bit. And we'll put his nose in there. And then for his mouth, right under his nose, using that small brush, we're going to make a line coming down. And then we're going to make a W. So everybody should have his nose and mouth. And then next we're going to add the eyes, but he is supposed to be sleeping. So inside the eyes, we're just going to make two U shapes, two U. One. And that's going to look like he's sleeping. And still hold your brush because we're going to use the black a little bit more. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to just outline with the black, the branch, the tree that he's sitting on. We're just going to outline that on the top and on the bottom. So small brush, black. Let's outline that. And then we're going to use the black and just add a few lines in the tree. Just like this. You just need a few. You can see there, I did about 5. In the middle, I'll put 3. And then in the back, we'll put like 4 or 5 more. Perfect. All right, so everybody should have their lines in their tree. That was the last step to our painting. And what I'm going to do now is, if you guys can put your brushes in the water, because I don't want anything to spill. But I would like to go from class to class and get a picture and see how you guys did. So what I'll do is I'm going to start with class 303. If you can take your canvas and hold it up, and I'm going to try and get a picture of each classroom so I can send it to you guys. So 303, I'll start with you. Hold it up. I'm going to get a picture now. Great. All right, thank you. And let me see what I have on here next is 403. 403, you guys can hold up your canvases. Oh, they came out so good. All right, perfect. Let me see. 306. Excellent. And let's do 301. Great. Uh, 401. All right, awesome. And then I have 302. All right, great. And 402. Excellent. Oh, we got some hearts on some of ours. Good idea. Okay. All right, what I'd like to do now is if all the classes can hold their canvas up, I'm going to try and get a picture of everybody to send. So all the classes, canvas is up in the air. All right, great. Thank you guys so much. They came out great.
Kimberly, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I was the one who's been emailing you
yes.
back and forth all along. For my children's school, Our Lady of Snows, we have Thursday night. When is a good time for that parent to come and pick up a kit? Remember the email this morning, the one missing
Oh,
kit?
yeah, I thought I answered, but sometimes I have a habit of not hitting send.
That's okay.
Tomorrow I'm here from 12 to 4, but they need to call before because once I start a virtual class, I can't answer the door and I have
Okay.
a virtual tomorrow.
No problem. So your number's is it on the website in your email? I'll tell her to call
Yeah,
you.
I'll email you again, letting you know the time and.
All right, so I'll tell her to call you anytime between 12 and 4 and she'll work it out with you. I gave her plenty of notice, so it's on her.
Okay.
So I appreciate you,
No problem.
accommodating her. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun.
Good, I'm glad. Thank you.
Say thank you.
Thank Miss, okay.
Bye, guys. Thank you.